thanks for our acts. The sea can be deep for our diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Happy Friday. Friday. We're here. I'm only about an hour and a half late. I apologize. I know people count on me at a certain time, so I know it's not too huge of a deal. But what is going on with you, Sawyer? There's something going on with your eye. He won't let me look at it. He just wants my attention, so I'll give him a little bit of extra attention today. Yeah, I can hear you. He's a talker. You might be able to hear. Do you want to come up and see Dad? Come here. Sometimes he's okay with this. He's just a very touchy kitty. Huh. Yeah. You just want to feel protected and feel loved. You're just seeking emotional stability, aren't you, kitty? See, even kitty cats want emotional stability. I can just tell he's either not feeling well or some. I don't want to admit it, but I think he might be getting to the age where, yeah, he's getting. You're just getting a little older, huh? He won't do this with anybody but me. He just doesn't trust. He has trust issues, huh? Yes. So let's go over to chat here real quick. Good morning, Angel. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, he has a little history, huh? He was abandoned a lot. Yeah. And I'm what they would call a cat whisperer. I know, you probably think I'm full of shit. But I'm not. Am I? He has head bumps, huh? He loves head bumps. But he only gives head bumps to people he loves. When I was about 8 years old, 7 or 8, I was outside playing in the yard, and the neighbor's cat came over, and I knew the neighbor's cat, and I was out petting her. I'm like, "Hi, kitty, such a cool kitty." I've always been a kitty cat person. I like dogs too. I like animals, but cats, I'm kind of drawn towards. Morning, Amber, or good afternoon, because I'm way late. All right, so I'm playing with the cat. I was sitting down, and it's like circling me, not playing but petting the cat, and she starts pooping in my lap. But it was really weird. It was like this white, milky poop. And it just freaked me out. I went running in. I'm like, Mom. The cat's pooping on me. You need to come see this. And she comes rushing out and looks, and she was not pooping on me. She was having her kitties on me. And since that day, I've been marked. Have I? You sure have. You're lucky to have a dad like me. Yes, you are. You're lucky. Mm-hmm. Since that day, cats either love me or they hate me. And when I mean hate me, I mean hate me. So, all right. Can you get down? That's good. Love you. All right. All I have to do is lift. He is so wound up. All I have to do is lift my leg and he takes off. So it's not like he followed a verbal command there. Okay. Even though that's what it looked like, but that's not what happened. Oh, I can't remember the first song. Oh, B-52's Love Shack. On the Dark Side by the Cafferty Band, John Cafferty and the Brown Beaver Band. And Muse by Madness by Muse were the 3 songs I used to warm up today. I know that people are extremely interested. I don't know what it is. It's this little stuff people just like. It's part of like following along in other people's lives, things like that. I'll do the best that I can. I got up late. I had nightmares again last night. Um, I've been confronting hard things, and this is what happens. My PTSD it isn't back, but my brain's just trying to process problems. And of course, it's going to turn towards alcohol. I don't quite remember the dreams, but I know I was drunk. That I do know. Um, there's bits and pieces, and that's a good sign. That's actually a good sign that I don't quite remember. It's when I remember them clearly that they bug me all day long. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host for today and the foreseeable future. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some changes coming up in the next month here. Nothing that should affect how you watch it, when you watch it, as long as I'm on time, right? And we should be okay. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. You know, like anybody, like every other good alcoholic, I'm just trying to find my place in this world, what I'm supposed to be doing. He's still sitting right here. He's probably not going to leave his dad if he can help it today. He's turning back into a kitten. Shit. Okay. Got a list of things that I need to start getting done. Swag is on the top of the list. I need to set up a radio station. The website needs an overhaul. I need some equipment, and I need to update all my social media. That's just the bare beginning. All these things right here. Swag, that'll take me weeks to get done. Setting up a radio station, again, weeks. Websites, I'm a little leery on the website. I do have a new website coming up that I have been working on. It's weird because it was actually created by AI. It was created by Chat GPT. This is where this stuff comes in, where this stuff comes in handy, right? And I'm actually going to show it to you here a little bit, so you can kind of get an idea what the website's going to look like now. I didn't have it pulled up because I have not been working on it. It's been a little bit since I worked on it. All right, there it is. And I think it's looking good. Here's the problem. I did not write the code, so if I have to change a button or anything like that, I don't know how. I don't know how. But this is how the website looks now. It's just straightforward, has a little bit of stuff in it. The blue background, you can tell I added myself because it looks like shit. So this gives you an idea. Nothing big, but these buttons need to work, like book a session, things like that. So, all right, we're done with that. We did introductions. We're doing today's daily reflection. We will be in the 12 by 12, page 116 is where it wants us to go. That's going to be step 12, which is why I was willing to do it. I'm like, yay, not the 8th step. So, you know me, we're at 116. How much more forward does this go? We'll just, we're gonna start on the top of page 116, and we'll go until we're done. So, not sure how much I will be reading. But the point that we're trying to get to here is the paragraph. It says, when we developed still more. And that'll be the second paragraph we read. So if you'd like to follow along, we're going to be on page 116. Let's do this. As we made spiritual progress, we saw through these fallacies. What are the fallacies they're talking about? We kind of want to know, right? We don't want to know. It is our attitude. We're talking about emotional sobriety. So just real quick, let's read the paragraph before. I'm not going to cover it, but then I'll let us know, right? When we had taken the opposite tack and had an insistent, like and had insisted, like infants ourselves, that people protect and take care of us, or that the world owed us a living, then the result have been equally unfortunate. Okay. This doesn't happen just among alcoholics. I was actually kind of thinking about this. Appeasement. Why are we using these different words for words like suicide? Why are we using unalive? Why are we using these other words? I don't understand. Are these other words just too shocking? Right? I grew up with the words toxic shock. You want to be scared, grow up in the 80s, man. Oh, we had words, they were in your face. We already, I can't run around expecting people to appease me. That's what it comes down to. I know I said I wasn't going to talk on this, but I just couldn't help myself. And if you believe me, that's your problem. Because I didn't believe me. You didn't believe me either, if you know me well enough. This often caused people we had loved the most to push us aside or perhaps desert us entirely. This is a setup. This is a part of the process of alcoholism, the decimation of anything good. There's one of those big in your face words again. Decimation. Alcohol will take anything good in this life, and the first thing it's going to take is the people around you. These people are a sacrifice. You are sacrificing them. You are sacrificing your friendships, your relationship with loved ones, so you can isolate yourself and be happy with your alcohol. If that's not insanity, I don't know what is. We couldn't, our disillusionment. And I think maybe that's why people don't want to read the current big book, and they wanted some new, nicer way, because we have very shocking words in this, in these. We do. And there's going to be more disillusionment. Our disillusionment have been hard to bear. We couldn't imagine people acting that way toward. Why are they acting that way towards? What is going on? Amber says toxic shock is when your septic tank goes out. No, that's not the meaning of it. But yes, that could be. I'm not going to it's a pretty personal thing for women. Let's just say it has to do with that time of the month and keeping something in too long. We'll put it that way. I get kind of weird and shy when it comes to talking about certain things. All right. That's as close as I can get. Maybe Angel will be willing to describe it. I would not blame her if she did not. We had failed to see that through adult years, we were behaving childish, trying to turn everybody, our friends, wives, even the world itself, into protective parents. We had refused to learn the very hard lesson that overdependence upon people is unsuccessful, because all people are fallible, and even the best of them will sometimes let us down, especially when our demands for attention become unreasonable. Now, again, this is a setup. This is the alcoholic setup in what we do to continue drinking. What are we doing? We're creating excuses to drink. We're creating excuses for our behavior, and there are no more excuses left. The excuses are over with. There we go, Angel. That's a better way to put it. It was on every tampon box. There you go. All right. We used to teach do they still teach sex ed and stuff in school? I mean, they drove this shit into our fucking brains, man. TMI. Yeah. I found my dad's Playboys way before they taught us sex ed. But these are all excuses. It's all they are. Right? Like when I did when I sat down with my daughter and did what I would call a 9th step, it was more than just a 9th step, though. Yeah, Amber, I know you're fucking with me. See, Amber knows where I get embarrassed easy. So she just wants to watch me flounder live here because she loves me that much. I can handle it. I figured you did, you little shit. She's like, I know about tampon shock. What woman doesn't? All right. All right. I'm so sorry. All right. As we made spiritual progress, we saw through these fallacies. It became clear that if we were ever to feel emotionally secure among grown up people, we would have to put our lives on a give and take basis. We would have to develop that sense of being in partnership or brotherhood with all of those around us. And I found it first at AA meetings. My first successful give and take relationship was my first sponsor back when I was 18, Ray Hayworth. He's dead. I can't blow his anonymity. He's no longer a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I should stick to Ray H. So strike that, Ray H. He was my first give and take relationship. Almost every relationship I now have is a give and take relationship. Now, this doesn't, even my grandchildren, it's a give and take relationship. I give them dessert, and they, in return, give Grandpa hugs when he asks for them. It's a give and take relationship. Every single one of mine. And I am more, and when it comes to give and take relationships, professional flounderer. You become a, that's pretty good. Was it 50-50? All relationships are 50-50. Okay. And people want to, well, I give 100%. Well, then you're fucking up your relationship. See, alcoholics are takers 100%. Codependents are givers 100%. That's exactly why that relationship works out in the beginning. That's why it looks like a boy meets girl. Oh my gosh, they're in love and they fit really well. But it's their dysfunction that is fitting. And that's not a good thing. It's the dysfunction that fits. All right. Now, with I depended on Shannon so much for everything. Right? It's not that way anymore. I'm self-sufficient for the most part. There's still times when my wife will do something that I probably should have taken care of. I will admit it. Then there are times when there's something she can't take care of and I grab it this time. See, it works out. Now, some days maybe 70-30. But for the most part, it seems to be 50-50. It's a give and take relationship. It cannot be more than 100%. Okay. And here's the problem. Then let's say the alcoholic gets sober. Now he's a giver, except he hasn't learned balance. So he's doing nothing but giving now. He goes to that other extreme. Now we have two givers. These two are going to fight a lot. You don't appreciate anything I do. That's what'll come out. Well, no, you don't appreciate what I do. No, you do it. No, you do it. They're both doing it. When somebody is giving you something and you don't take it, they feel unappreciated, don't they? Yeah. Yeah. Wait till somebody gives you a compliment and you're going to go, yeah, bud, because in your mind, you're going to think it's not really true, but it is true. So you don't know what to say. I'll tell you what you need to say. It's two simple words. Thank you. And then shut up. It's going to be hard as heck to do. See, you don't feel like you deserve what you are receiving. And that is not true. You deserve it, or God would not have given it to you. Do not determine your own worth. Let God do that. Be happy you got the gift. I'm happy for you. All right. So it says we would have to develop that sense of being in partnership, of being a part of what is going on. That's what's powerful about AA groups. There's like a million different service positions. You know, I've been waiting for somebody to take over the greeter at the meeting. I've been doing it. Nobody's really noticed it. And I don't care if you're in the middle of a conversation. Somebody comes in, I'm going to say hi to them and interrupt you. Nobody has a problem with it because, and they're like, oh, hey, you know. And then there are times when I'm running my mouth too much and somebody else does it. And I go, oh, yeah, you're right. We got to welcome the people coming in. See, give and take relationships all the time. Everywhere I go, every single one of them. And what does that do? Well, it creates balance in my life. This is so much more than just staying sober. Fuck staying sober. What are we going to do about our lives right now? Now that we put them together, what are we going to do with them? What are we going to do with them? When we saw that we would need to give constantly of ourselves without demand for repayment. Now, I don't totally agree with that. Do not give constantly. Well, it's not saying 100%. It's not saying all of it. So constantly. Okay. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that word fits. Okay. All right. So when we persistently did this, we gradually found that people were attracted to us as never before. And even if they failed us, we could be understanding and not too seriously affected. Life happens, man. Life happens. All right. The other day, somebody couldn't chair the meeting, so they asked in the group, "Hey, can somebody, excuse me, could somebody please take over?" And this person volunteered. They're like, "Yeah, I'll grab it for you." And then their computer crashed. Kabloosh. And they weren't able to make it. I grabbed it. They felt bad. I did not. I had no emotion about it. Now, if I would have been drinking, oh, what, you couldn't get your shit together, I would start judging their Google Chromebook. How ridiculous does that sound? Right? Right? Angel says, make friends with cops. Absolutely. The Angel's going on it. Angel's going for a ride. Hold on, lady. We go for a ride. Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones. Hold on, lady. We go for a ride. All right. Even with her tumultuous past and several arrests. All right. Angel, you mind if I tell the story a little bit? See, they turned her down because of her past. Then she advocated. And they went and looked at things and they're like, oh, shit, no, you're exactly the type of person and I already knew that, by the way, Angel, just so you know, I knew they were going to change their mind. I already knew it. It was too quick of an answer. And you're exactly what they're looking for. And I know because I'm on the Adams County committee that helps make those decisions. She went and advocated for herself. Then they came back and not only said, hey, we're going to take you, but we're sorry we acted that way. Yes, the police did that. That right there. We're going to go back to this. And when we persistently did this, we gradually found that people were attracted to us as never before. There it is. That is exactly what Angel just went through. I see it all the time, every day. I watch it happen among my friends all the time. Absolutely, I do. I watch it happen in my life and my family's. It happens to me. I don't know why, but sometimes when Dion says what he says, people take it. You know, they even want to know what songs I sing, and it's weird. I've never been in this position before. I have done leading before, but I mean, that was live action role play. It was just a bunch of geeks. They didn't, there's no life saving there. It's not the same. Right. So I go through it too, where I sit and wonder, it's like, what am I actually? I get on myself a lot, more than I should. I've gotten better at it. But what I did do is I stopped relying on other people to fill me with things like happiness, contentment. Now I go to God. I go to God. When I'm mad, you know who I yell at? God. That's the appropriate way. Then I can go back. Then I can go talk to somebody on a mature adult level. All right, this is the part that we're getting to for today's daily reflection. Yeah. Oh, it only took me 15 minutes to get through 2 paragraphs, but that's not unusual here. When we developed still more, we discovered the best possible source of emotional stability to be God Himself. Yeah. It is. That's where my emotional stability comes from. I'm going through something really, I decided to confront something very, very tough. And I did it on purpose. It was a decision that I made. And why did I make it? Because I fucking trust God. And you want to know something? So far, I mean, I've had some nightmares and stuff, but so far I've come through unharmed. Has it been uncomfortable? Fuck yeah, it's been uncomfortable. I've had some some of the hardest conversations I've had in sobriety over the last few weeks. Hey. Then yesterday, one of my closed mouth friends, ex-sponsee, woo! I love it when they're ex-sponsees. It's just a developing relationship. They literally said to me, Dion, I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, you've been happier. You've seen more emotional stable than I've ever seen you. You've been more calm. And he's not wrong. So how is it? How is it that I've been able to take this confrontation, one of the hardest ones I've done, and still have serenity in my life? Well, it's about where they're about to tell us right now. We found that his dependence upon his perfect justice, forgiveness, and love was healthy. That's why. Because I have total dependence. I may screw up a lot of things. I may, I'm not perfect or whatever, but I do know this, that my dependence brings perfect justice, forgiveness, and love. It's what it produces. Yesterday I did a recovery versus sobriety, maybe it was the day before, and people really loved it. I went and saw some of it. Yeah. I don't always remember what I say here. Sometimes I don't remember any of it. If you hear me start preaching, I ain't here no more. I have faded into the background for a minute. I have let God take over. I'm an instrument. I'm a messenger. I'm a very important tool for God. And so are you. I don't know how many times I can stress the fact that we alcoholics are extraordinary people in everything that we do. And some days you're going to hate it. And some days you're going to love it. So find the balance in it. Now, do I have power and control over other people? No, I do not. But I do have influence. And other people in my life have influence over me. There are important people in my life that have a chance of changing some of the things that I refuse to change. Maybe God wants me to change them, but I'm willing. Right? And I proved my willingness to God a few weeks ago by saying, we're going to do this, and I know you're going to keep me unharmed. There was no doubt in my mind that I was going to make it through it. No doubt in my mind. Why should there be? For 9 years, day after day, God has proven to me that He has got my back. He does it all the time. And it's always perfect. That His perfect justice, forgiveness, and love was healthy, and that it would work where nothing else would. If we really depended upon God, we couldn't very well play God. That's another reason I do it. Because if I'm believing in God, then I'm not playing God. And God, does Dion like to play God? Yes, I do. Now, why would you admit such a thing? Because now it doesn't have any power over me when I admit it. If I tell it to you, now I can't go do it. Oh, Dion, you said. We call it accountability. When you're telling on yourself, it's accountability. And it's okay. You're a human being. Right? Quit worrying about your reputation and put your dependence on God. Let God take care of your reputation. That was another thing I found out. Let him take care of it. All right. So if we couldn't very well play God to our fellows, nor will we feel the urge to wholly rely on human protection and care. These were new attitudes that finally brought many of us an inner strength and peace that we could not be deeply shaken by shortcomings of others or by any calamity not of our own making. There it is. There it is. It's an inner strength and a peace. And I'm going to tell you something. I have vicissitude. It means you are not going to be able to shake my foundation. You can't do it. I ain't even going to let you near it. You don't get to be around my foundation. That's mine. I ain't going to go screw around with your foundation either. All right? Well, now I might invite you in, sit down, have a cup of coffee, enjoy the foundation that God has helped me build. Absolutely. I can do that. But you don't just get to come walking in. No. This is a vampire situation. I got to invite you in, or you can't walk in. It's a spiritual thing. The door just won't be there. And see, there isn't a way in until I decide, oh, okay, yeah, oh, look who's knocking. It's Amber, yeah. And what happens is I'm like, okay, I'm letting that person in, and a door will suddenly appear for them to come in. Otherwise, it's locked. You can't get through. That's what it's like. All right. So I'm not deeply shaken by other people's shortcomings. And I see a lot of people in this world being shaken by other people's shortcomings. Yeah. It's all over. Okay. This new outlook we learned something especially necessary to us alcoholics, for alcoholism had been a lonely business, even though we had been surrounded by people who loved us. Amber says the preacher last night was intense. I believe it. I believe it. Amber had to go to a funeral yesterday. So, and I hope that turned out okay, by the way. Should have said something this morning about it. I apologize that I didn't. So, anyway, doesn't matter. Okay. So alcohol been a lonely business, even though we were around people that loved us. Yeah, they love us, but they love us from over there, huh? People used to tell me that all the time. Deanna, I love you, but I love you from over here. In other words, they didn't want to be around me, but they still love me. All right. But when self-will had driven everybody away and our isolation had become complete, it caused us to play the big shot at cheap bar rooms and fare forth alone on the street to depend on the charity of passerbys. We were still trying to find emotional security by being dominating or dependent upon others. Now, here's the thing: it's what we know. We don't know any better. This will continue to happen until you intentionally face it. This will be the life of an alcoholic right here. Even when our fortunes had not ebbed that much and we nevertheless found ourselves alone in the world, we still vainly tried to be secure by some healthy kind of domination or dependence. I watch some people quit alcohol and find another addiction, and they just act the same way. Oh, but this is a healthy addiction. It's usually the gym. It's usually exercise, working out, which I'm not knocking. But it can become unhealthy. The key here is to work on your spiritual malady first. The rest will fall into place. And I promise you it'll work. It worked for me. I've watched thousands of alcoholics do it. And I watched it work for them too. Watched it work for somebody yesterday. I'm sure I'm sure I'll see it work for somebody today too. I will. I'll see it. It's a natural part of my day to see success in my fellowship. Absolutely. That happens daily. It is a gift from God. It is my motivation. It's what keeps me moving forward, knowing that it's not just me, but everybody on the broad highway with me. For those of us who are like that, AA had a very special meaning. Through it, we began to learn right relations with people who understand us. We don't have to be alone anymore. It's been a long time since I have felt that loneliness like I did when I was, it's happened. I deal with other stuff and things like that, but I never feel alone anymore. And I'm by myself often. I've been by myself all day today. That's not unusual. Even when my kids are here, I'm still alone. They're upstairs. We'll walk right by each other and not say anything, but we see each other. There's no reason, So I'm actually still kind of alone, but I'm not alone. I've always got God and my 4 cats. Right? Yeah. I'm never alone. I have no reason to ever feel lonely again. When I do feel lonely, you know what I do? I go live. I'll reach out to one of my friends via chat, something. I'll make a phone call. Hey, how you doing? I don't let it go further than that anymore. I have plenty of people in my life that are not just willing to pick up the phone, but when they see me call, it makes them happy. And I want that for you too. Yeah. All right. All my life, I depended on people we're doing the daily reflection now. All my life, I depended on people for my emotional needs and security. But today, I cannot live that way anymore. By the grace of God, I have admitted my powerlessness over people, places, and things. I had been a real people addict. Wherever I went, there had to be someone who could pay some kind of attention to me. It was the kind of attitude that could only get worse because the more I depended on others and demanded attention, the less I received. Yeah. Woo. That is the way it worked. I've seen alcoholics do some pretty weird things to get attention from the others in the group. I've seen it more than once. There's not much that I haven't heard of, but oh no, we alcoholics are great storytellers. Okay, storytelling. Okay, I always thought that you were supposed to embellish your storytelling. I thought it was a requirement. I really did, to find out no. So I let people know I'm embellishing this a little bit, just so you know, because I'm a storyteller. Okay. So, but the more I demand from other people, the less I receive. But the more dependent I am upon my higher power, the more I receive. It's about the dividends. It is always about the dividends. And the dividends can only come from an action. Whether that action is good or bad depends upon you. That's your choice, right? And you hear this all the time. Oh, alcoholics, they have a choice. We don't have a choice. You do have a choice. They are not wrong in saying that. Okay. Now they're talking about the alcohol. I am not. I had a choice this morning. I had a choice every morning. I have a choice. Yes, I do. If I want to get up and go to the liquor store, I could have done it. I even got plenty of money. I could even get the good stuff right now. But I went to God. That was a choice. Now it took the grace of God to get me there. It wasn't always that way. Before, I didn't have a choice. But now I do. Where would I lose that choice? If I took a drink willingly, now I've lost all choice. Now all choices are gone. Well, I don't want that anymore. I want that anymore. So every day you make the choice to go to God. There is power in that. So don't sit here and tell me you don't have choices. God literally gave you his grace, and now I don't have a choice. No, he did that so you had choices, and he wants you to pick him. He wants you to pick him. That's why there's options. Now, it'd be very self-centered if the only option was him. Okay. Now, let's say you're married. Do you want this person to be around because they have to and they have no other choice? Is that what you would want in a relationship? That this person is only with you because they have no other choice in the world? I would rather somebody want to be around me than need to be around me. All right. I've given up believing that any human power can relieve me of that empty feeling. Why would we say that? These are allowances. See, if I can allow somebody to make me mad, then I can allow somebody to make me happy. Now I don't demand it anymore. I don't expect it. So when it happens, what is it? It's now a gift. Don't deny yourself the gifts. This person's bad. They don't want the gift. My friends make me happy all the fucking time. People do this all the time. They make me feel a part of. So I don't agree with that part. But that's their program. We live and let live. If that works for them, great. All right. Although I remain a fragile human being, I'm not fragile. Are you fragile? I'm not fragile. No, I'm not. I used to be. I was, maybe this person was, maybe they're going back to the beginning. In the beginning, nothing would have been so easily breakable as my sobriety. Oh, yeah. Now, nope. No. I am not fragile. I'm the opposite. I'm pretty strong, man. Emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Lost some of my strength physically. So I'm actually still pretty strong physically. But that's because I grew up an 80s kid and I pulled weeds and you know, carried around wheelbarrows of dirt, and I had to lift a lot of heavy things. Even more than my other peers, because I was in trouble a lot. And of course, you know, I mean, now I'm an adult. I pull weeds. It's like natural for me. You know, 80s kids are a little bit stronger. Anyway. Although I remain a fragile human being who needs to work the AA steps to keep this particular principle before my personality, it is only a loving God who can give me inner peace and emotional stability. What about you? Okay. You do the work. God's not going to do the work. Are we going to give glory to God? Sure, we are. There's nothing wrong with being proud with yourself for doing a good job. There's nothing wrong with having accolades for doing a good job. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when we expect it that it becomes a problem. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have